Hey family, this is Food by Faith and welcome back to my garden. If this is your first time here, I am a Zone 8A Georgia gardener. I go by Food by Faith Garden to Table, and my name is Shaka Faith. So today I wanted to bring you guys along with me while we put the onions that we already put in our bed, as well as the garlic. We're going to actually put them to bed. So I did put down more onion seeds over there on my little table, but until those are ready, these are, if you can remember, my onions that I grew from seed. And once they grew from seed, then I placed them in this bed. I have some elephant garlic, about 3 different cloves of elephant garlic in this bed. And then these are my 3 different variety of garlics that I purchased from Botanical Interest. I do have some ginger in here that I'm overwintering, but I had some other stuff there, and that's why that area is bare. But what I'm going to do is, when those other onions that I'm growing right now from seed, whenever they are large enough, I'm going to place them in this area, because I want only the onions that I grew from seed to be in this bed, while around the other beds I have onions that are growing from set. So I also have the onions here and the onions here that are growing from set. So what we're going to do, for me putting my garlic and onions to bed, especially the garlic, because it's in the bed by itself and that's all the garlic that I'm going to grow this year, is I'm going to put just a little black cow around it, a small amount. I'm going to put some Bulb Plus that I got from the MI Gardener, as well as some wood chips. And we're going to cover this area up, and then in this area we're going to do the same thing up till this area right here, up until we get to where the ginger is. And then that area, if you remember, I'm going to put my other onions if they do come up. So right now they are coming up, I can see them sprouting, but until they are strong enough, then I'll come through and they'll be placed in this area here. All right guys, so let's get going. So first, what I'm going to do is sprinkle the Bulb Plus, and almost all of the bulbs have came up in here. The only ones that haven't completely came up were the not the Spanish Roja, but the Sicilian artichoke. Those are the only ones in this area that haven't completely came up. And we're going to put some fertilizer here. And in the midst of doing this, if I see any little rogue weeds, I'll go ahead and pull those out. And so it doesn't take much. And again, I'm using the Bulb Plus. This is what I got from the MI Gardener's website. And if you can see the ingredients, it's bone meal, rock phosphate, green sand, gypsum, humic acid, Epsom salt, and sulfur. have now just a little black cow on there. And remember, while you're doing this, if you see any weeds, go ahead and pluck those weeds up. And as you can see, I'm not putting a lot of black cow in here. And that's namely because before I planted in here, I made sure I put down black cow. All right, so we have our black cow, we have our bulb plus, and now we're going to put our wood chips down. And we've gotten a good amount of rain this week, or last week rather. But I'm still going to water them in. And I know that a lot of people wood chip or mulch before their bulbs come up. I don't like to do that because I don't want the bulbs to have too much pressure or have too much resistance in trying to come through the soil. But once they're through the soil, then I want to mulch them. Because again, we know that it's going to take up until spring for this garlic to be ready. And we should be getting what the almanac considers our first frost in about 2 weeks, if not a week. So I do not want to set back any of my growth. And pay attention while you're mulching to make sure if you see any little green sprigs that you do not mulch heavy over the top of them. You don't want to damage any of the plants, and you don't want to cause any resistance to any of the plants. All right, so that's that area. And I'm doing the same thing over here where I'm paying attention, outside of dropping the bag of mulch that is, paying attention to if there are any small little sprouts Now again, this is not something you have to do. I did not do it last year, but that is because I had garlic and onions growing in beds with other plants. This year I designated beds specifically for them, because again, after a certain time, they don't require any maintenance. And so while you are fertilizing other plants or anything like that, you don't want to be messing with your garlic and onions, messing up their process. And so since we have fertilized this time, we won't have to fertilize again until the spring. Wherein with my other plants, my brassicas and different things that are growing during the fall and winter, I put 511 and different things on them throughout the growing season. So we kind of just made quick work of that. Nothing serious. If you can see here, I dropped a few sweet potatoes here when I was harvesting them from this grow bag here, and they're sprouting. I'm actually going to put them inside of a grow bag and just leave them, and they may or may not come back, but otherwise they'll be in the grow bag nonetheless and clean this area off. But I'm happy with what I have here, guys, and I hope that everything in you guys' garden is working out. And if it is not, make sure you ask questions whenever we're all on a live together. You can send all of us that have email addresses in our about pages. You can send us your questions, and as soon as we get a chance, we'll get back to you. So remember, as always, guys, get up, get out, and grow something, and have faith in our food. See you the next time.